Morning from Gavin Emmett at the Mugello circuit. We are live for one of the most impressive events of the entire championship. The atmosphere the Italian fans create on these hillsides is simply incredible. Just a few more moments and we'll switch to the starting straight for the MotoGP class race. Pakai is starting from the front row thanks to that pole position from yesterday. All hell will break loose in a few moments.
It's lights out and we are racing here in Doha, just like he did last night. Martin absolutely smashes the start from pole position. He's going to get the whole shot into turn one. Pakai trying to go around the outside, a long way around to the first corner on Brad Binder, who's up in a second place, just as he was in the sprint here last night. Pakai now trying to fight through on Binder into turn two for P2, and he's going to make it through the World Champ. Surely they touched on the exit there. Pakai comes out the pedal up in a second.
And straight onto the back of Jorge Martin as the World Champion goes straight into the lead. Both KTM's rockets again off the line. Binder's third, Miller is up into the top six.
Pakai means business on the first lap of 2024. Brilliant, super aggressive by the World Champ. He backs that factory Ducati into turn six. This is aggressive. I've seen Pakai on the opening lap of the Grand Prix for quite some time. He knew he could not let Martin get away or get into his rhythm at the front. He's so good at leading and managing the pace, isn't he, at the head of the Grand Prix? But Pakai has executed his plan A to perfection.
That was
brilliant
a statement,
start,
wasn't it, from the reigning world champion? We're worried about Aleix Espargaro. Where would he be on the first lap? He's down in 8th place now because that's Alex Marquez going through him. So it's all going wrong on the first lap for Aprilia. Aleix Espargaro is now 8th. Maverick Vinales 13th, and we all know what Trackhouse has been up to so far.
Marc Marquez has wasted little time in picking off Enea Bastianini. So Marquez on a 93, but it's strange to see the 93 on anything other than a Repsol Honda, isn't it, in MotoGP? 11 years in the Premier Class, all on the factory Honda. There he is in 4th place, having already got through on the beast.
That's to Gian Antonio taking Jack Miller, who's once again made a good start and starting to go backwards. Alex Marquez through on the Australian, who's now back to 7th place. That will be 8th because they're all ahead of Aleix Espargaro, who's now 9th with Pedro Acosta right behind him.
Sensational first lap then for the world champion Pakai. He comes over the line leading lap 1 of 21 here in Qatar. Binder's going for it on the inside of Jorge Martin. He's got the slipstream. He's so confident in the front end, the turning and braking of this year's RC16. Somebody's out. It's Miller. Jack Miller's bailed out in turn 1. He went backwards, unfortunately, with an anti-wheelie problem on the electronics last night in the sprint, and he's going to be furious about that. Miller then rejoins the race right at the back of the pack, but Binder on the charge yet again.
Acosta straight up the inside of the beast, and he's hit to the top 6.
Oh, love it. Absolutely brilliant. This is unbelievable by the Moto3 and Moto2 world champion. He's 19 years of age, ladies and gentlemen. First Grand Prix MotoGP. He's signing his way through the best in the world here.
He's the only rider in the 152s at the moment, is Pedro Acosta. The pace is about a second a lap slower than we saw last night. Pakai is doing 53.1s at the front of the field at 52.9 from Pedro Acosta.
Absolutely incredible. We're already running out of superlatives, aren't we, to describe this young man. He's got until the Sachsenring to be the youngest rider to win in Premier Class history. Thought that was going to be a big ask. It might happen in the next sort of 20 minutes or so, because Pedro Acosta has just been absolutely incredible.
Martin now back through into 2nd place, up the inside of Binder.
That was the textbook move, wasn't it, by Martin going through turn 10. Beautifully done. Loving the work there of Martin. That was the classic move. Further back then, there's Acosta. He's going to be surely through on Alex Marquez sooner rather than later. Well, the first rider that Pedro Acosta actually passed in his MotoGP career had to be, didn't it? 8-time world champion Marc Marquez, right at the start of that hectic sprint here last night. This is going to be mouth-watering, isn't it? Very soon. If Acosta can make it through on Alex Marquez, it's the old master, isn't it? The 8 times world champion. Here he goes, wasting precious little time on the inside of Alex Marquez. He's now in a Marquez sibling sandwich, isn't he, Pedro Acosta? These are the kind of battles we were hoping would rage in 2024. Marquez, the older generation, the senior statesman, against the new young blood of Pedro Acosta, who is on the charge, smelling blood here, the shark.
What's all the fuss about? I thought MotoGP was supposed to be difficult, he says, as he comes through. And Alex Marquez, this is a battle that many have waited years and generations to see. Marc Marquez, the 8 times world champion, and many say the next Marc Marquez, right up behind him, Pedro Acosta in fifth. Binder still isn't done with Jorge Martin, as once again he's all over the back of the sprint winner as we come onto the start-finish road to start lap 6.
That KTM's got some proper poke this year, hasn't it? Side by side they go in the braking zone. Martin toughs it out, decelerating from nearly 365 kilometers an hour down to the second gear, 100 kilometers an hour, second gear, first corner. Looking a little bit further back, there's Pakai in the top left-hand corner of your screens. He still leads this Grand Prix after that super aggression at the start. Now here we go. This is going to be tasty. This is going to be spicy, isn't it? It's the rookie sensation Acosta versus Marc Marquez. I didn't think we'd be getting this kind of battle so early in the season. So Alex Marquez is just struggling at the moment to get away with that lead group of 5. He's got a bit of breathing space himself back to the beast. Bastianini in 7th.
So onto the front straight they come then. We're on board with Marc Marquez. Binder once again close up behind Martin Bagnaia with a personal best 52.7s, pulled out a...
Let's take a look at the final classification of the MotoGP race before the traditional